Okay, good morning. We are continuing with those percentages with CO41. I can convert percentages and decimals. Yesterday we were working with the fractions. Today we're going to work with those decimals. So a decimal is a number written using the base 10 place value system where a decimal point separates the ones and the tenths digits. So 2.6 and 7.953 are decimals. When we look at how to say it officially, mathematically, we don't say 2.6, we say 2 and 6 tenths. The other one would be 7 and 953 thousandths. So a percent, remember, is a ratio whose denominator is 100. The symbol for percent is our percent symbol. What do you think is the decimal place that we're going to really be looking for when we're converting between percentages and decimals? Brielle? What does percent mean?
100.
So we're going to be working with the 100th place. Okay, with the fraction, we wanted 100 as our denominator. With the decimals, we're really going to be looking at that 100th place. So we can write a percent as a decimal, and a decimal is a percent, by first writing the percent or decimal as a fraction. So if we have 37%, we know from yesterday that's 37 hundredths. When we say that fraction, 37 over 100 is 37 hundredths. To write that as a decimal, our last place needs to be in that 100th place. So 37 hundredths, that last place, is in the 100th place. Notice that to write a percent as a decimal, you drop the percent sign and move the decimal point 2 places to the left. To write a decimal as a percent, you move the decimal places 2 places to the right and add a percent sign. So with that 37%, we can drop the percent sign and move that decimal point 2 places to the left. So the reverse, if we have a decimal of 0.37, 37 hundredths, we're going to move that decimal place 2 places to the right and add that percent sign back on. So let's look at writing these percents as decimals. 48% would look like what? Aiden? 0.48, because that is 48 hundredths. We took that decimal point and we moved it 2 places to the left. So look at B. How would I write 9%? You think you know it, Landon? You know it's a tricky one. How would that look?
Oh, wait. Can I just take a guess?
Take a guess.
0.09.
0.09, because I said that last digit has to be in the 100th place. So this is 9 hundredths. We know that we need those 2 places there. So if we took that decimal point and we went 2 places to the left, we had to fill in that missing empty place with the 0. So that was exactly right, Landon. So 9% is 9 hundredths, 0.09. What would 75.5% look like? Want to take a shot, Nick?
Yeah, would it be 0.755?
Yes, it would. Very good. So we take that decimal, we move it 2 places to the left. This time we go out into the thousandths place because there's more numbers, there's more digits. So that 75, we know that first 5 is going to be in that hundredths place. Put the marker away. Example 2, writing decimals as percents. Now we're going to go backwards. Okay, instead of moving that decimal point to the left 2 places, we're gonna move it to the right 2 places and put a percent sign on. So Tristan, 13/100 would be what percent?
13%.
13%. As we took that decimal point, we moved it to the right 2 places and put the percent sign on. So 4/100 would be what percent, Nolan?
4%.
4%. Take that decimal point, move it 2 places to the right. 27 thousandths would be what percent, Anthony?
0.27%.
So if it is 0.27%, that means I moved that decimal place 1 time. How many times do I need to move the decimal? 2 times. So if I move it 2 times, now what number do we have? Anthony?
Oh, 27.
No,
2.7%.
2.7%. So you have to be careful that you're moving that decimal place 2 times, either to the left or to the right, depending on what we're doing. But make sure you move it 2 times. Now, I'm gonna write a couple up here as examples because I've taught percentages for many years. Okay, we first learned about percentages in 5th grade. We have common mistakes that people made. I've already taught it to the pre-algebra unit on percentages. Common mistakes that people make. 4%, a lot of times people will write a 0.4. Why is that not correct? Will?
Because it's
It's in the 10 spot, not the 100 spot. So technically, if we were to take that 0.4 and turn it into a percentage, we would have to move that decimal place 2 times because 4/10 is the same as 40/100. So that's 40%. So remember, we always have to look at that hundredths. So there's nothing in that hundredths place. It means it's a multiple of 10. So 4/10 is 40/100. So 4% should be 0.04. Your last digit should be in that hundredths place. Okay, move that decimal point over 2 places. It is a very common mistake that many students make. So be careful when they give you a decimal that's just 0.4 or they give you a 4%. Make sure if it's 4%, that 4 is in the hundredths place. All right, let's scroll up. Rewrite small and large percents. All right, so if we have 0.25%, and we need to put that as a decimal. Remember, if we're at a percentage and we want to put it as a decimal, which way are we moving our decimal point? To the left. So Regan, what would I write for a decimal for 0.25%? It is 0.25%. So how would I write that as a decimal? I'm not going to just take the percent sign off. I have to move my decimal point. So this is rewriting small and large percents. So our decimal, is it going to be big or small? It's going to be really small. So if we take that decimal point and we move it 2 times to the left, I'm going to fill in a 0 there. Oh my, I have 0.0025. So if you have a percentage that's in the decimals, When you convert it to a decimal, it's going to be a super small decimal. Now let's look at our large percent. 250% would be what decimal? Yeah, if you don't like me? Are you raising your hand? No. Okay. Tristan?
0.250.
How many times are we going to move our decimal point?
2 times.
2 times. So if my decimal point's right here, and I move it 2 places over, 2 places to the left.
Oh,
Try it again, Tristan.
2.50.
2.50%. So instead of having a 0 in the ones place, we have a 2. 250% is way over 100%. 100% is 1. 100% is a 1. So if it's 250%, it's going to be, our answer is going to be bigger than 1. So we have 2.50. Landon? You want to do the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, 375%.
3.75.
Oh, I think I put a percent on there and it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, 3.75. What do you guys think? Do you think that's the right answer? Because we take that decimal point and we move it over 2 places, and that becomes between the 3 and the 7. 375% is way over 100. So we're a lot bigger. So our whole number is going to be that 3. 0.014%. So that's a 14,000%. Ria. 0 point. Like that? Let's check and see. I'm going to move that decimal place over. I'm going to put a 0 into my empty place, a 0 on this side. So let's see. 0, decimal, 0, 0, 0, 1, 4. Perfect. Okay, so if on your paper you need to draw the lines to move your decimal place over and fill in the empty places with a 0, do that. It makes your life easier. Okay, do that. Using a percent less than 1%. So if we want 9,000% of 326 million, oh my, they gave us big numbers this time. Write the percent as a decimal, and then you're going to multiply. So 9,000% is 0.00009 times 326 million. We multiply those two together and we get 29,340. Okay, so just take it one step at a time. We know how to multiply two numbers together. We know how to multiply that decimal. So convert your percentage to your decimal and then do your multiplying. Can we use calculators? Yes. Okay, we're in 6th grade now. We're getting into the bigger numbers. Calculators are our friend. Any questions? Any questions on how to convert percentages to decimals and decimals to percentages? Anthony.
Would there be a problem where we just go these places?
Percentages always are, you move it 2 places because the 100th place is that second place of the decimals. So we only ever move that decimal 2 times when we're working with percentages because the 100th place is the second. Okay, that's a great question. All right, our assignment for today is page 115. And we are just going to do that front side, page 115. So just doing the front side. So how many of us just heard, because I had a lot of conversations happening. What is the assignment for today, Gregory? Page 115, the front side only. So for my friends watching at home, we hope that you are well and we hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.